God, I'm an idiot. For some reason it didn't pause before. I don't even know. But I'm going to, I guess, try to actually edit that and take out the bit where I thought I paused it, but I didn't. The thing was like an hour long. I've been trying to get through this for ages, but I'm trying to go to the ending, like this special ending or whatever. And I didn't know when to start recording again. So basically what's happened is I choose every red box thing to get on this path, apparently. And like every red answer it wants me to choose. So I didn't chase after Heath instantly when he left the bar that night for the alleyway. And I lost him and we didn't see him since. And then Andre wants to meet me and Charisse. And so we do. And he says that Heath has been working as like a traitor for a long time now. And he's disappeared even from Andre though, so we don't know where he is, and he holds so many secrets, so they need to figure out a way to deal with him. And I was left out of that conversation, and now here we are. That River has now given this girl from the hot tub party my number, and like asked me to call you. It was like really weird. Really, how was he? Did he seem okay? Huh? He was fine. Why wouldn't he be? She sounded confused for a moment, but soon started chattering again. I guess he was kind of in a hurry, but like he probably had someone cute waiting for him, haha. Anyway, he said to tell you inside the tape case, but I like have no idea what that means. Do you guys like have some kind of secret code? That would be amazing, oh my god. Was that all he said? Yeah, actually, that was it. So like, can I see you again sometime? It would be so cool if we could like hang out together. Maybe one day, thanks again. Oh, yeah, sure. I'll see you around then. After I hung up the phone, I quickly turned towards my TV. The tape Heath had given me was still lying there, untouched. I carefully opened the case, scanning it for anything unusual. And sure enough, there was a tiny strip of paper beneath the VHS. Parking garage. That was all it read. Maybe he'd planned this before he left, a way to meet me without Charisse or Andre knowing. I head there as fast as I can. I couldn't waste any time. Thanks to Heath's precautions, Charisse probably wouldn't catch on immediately, even if my phone was tapped. But I knew she was waiting for him to contact me. Hurrying outside, I walked a few blocks away from the hotel before hailing a cab. The parking garage probably meant the one I'd visited on my second night, which made sense as it was abandoned. Heath must have been sleeping there and masquerading as River during the night. Almost like the Ascari we'd been sent to find on our first mission. Climbing out of the taxi, I stepped down the familiar alleyway, which was thankfully empty. Very, very faintly, I could sense the lingering trail of what had to be Heath's presence, but it felt masked and buried, and I wouldn't have noticed it without actively searching. Though the more I thought about it, his presence had never really felt that strong to begin with. How poetic. My footsteps echoed back to me as I descended the parking garage's stairs, following the faint scent. It was the only sound that broke the eerie silence, and for that reason it seemed deafening. At last, I arrived at the bottom. Despite my senses telling me otherwise, there didn't seem to be anyone here. Until from the corner of my eye, I saw a figure moving. I'm glad you came. Heath picked himself off the ground where he'd been sitting in the shadow of a run-down car. He looked tired, his boots scraping the concrete with each step towards me, like even lifting his feet was an effort. But somehow there was a certain resolved look in his eyes, neither guilty nor apologetic. Well, here we are. I guess it's time for the conversation I never wanted to have. Heath, you didn't really betray Charisse, did you? Whatever Andre told you, it's probably true. As soon as I took out that tracking device, I knew he would tell Charisse. He wanted to take advantage of it like always. He exhaled quietly, closing his eyes for a few long moments. I ran away because I needed to think over things. With Andre and Charisse's eyes following me everywhere, I was getting too paranoid to even function. Your eyes, too. To be honest, I didn't want to call you here. I'm not going to make any excuses, and when I tell you how I really feel, you'll probably think I'm being too dramatic or sentimental. But I don't know how else to say it, and I couldn't leave just like that without a word to you. Just give me a chance, Heath. I'll listen to whatever you have to say. I know, you've always listened. I wish listening to someone was always enough to fix them, but that's not how it works. Digging in his pockets, Heath pulled out a cigarette, bringing it to his lips and flicking his lighter. He took a long, deep pull, exhaling a thin cloud of smoke. I don't want to drag this out, so let me say something you probably already know. Charisse sees me as a tool, just like Andre did. A tool she loves, maybe, but still just a tool, another sheep in her flock. Pressing the cigarette to his lips again, Heath blew a second stream of smoke towards the ground. He didn't try to hide the bitterness in his voice, but his resentment didn't seem aimed only at Charisse. When I was first turned, it made me so happy because I finally felt wanted again. Until slowly but surely I realized everyone had lost their respect for me. Or maybe they just never respected me to begin with. It was a horrible thing to understand. I didn't respect myself or think I was important if I didn't play a part, serve a purpose, the purpose Charisse gave me. Other people could see that, but I wasn't able to. I thought Charisse was the reason why I felt so miserable. So after my mother left and I felt like I had nowhere else to turn, I went to Andre. You joined him to rebel against Charisse? Yes, that was a part of it, a big part of it. I thought he would be different. I thought he didn't want to control me, and when I offered to spy for him, I was finally taking my future into my own hands. I thought I was going to get another chance at Hollywood, and that was the only way I could be happy. But little by little, I realized that Andre is no different from Charisse. Because deep down, they both want the very same thing. To define happiness for other people. His gaze grew distant, staring into a different place in time. Until his eyes flicked into mine, and suddenly they were here again. Before you and I met, I was suffering, even though I didn't understand why. But then out of nowhere, you showed up and changed my life, carrying that air of destiny, of success and determination, that promise of happiness if I could only just believe in it. I thought I could find something in you if I loved you, and you loved me. Maybe I could get strong enough to love myself. Heath reached out to me, stroking my shoulder as gingerly as if he was stroking hot coals. His fingertips traced down my arm, so light that I could barely feel them. But now, every time I see you, instead of making me feel happy, all you do is make me realize what I can't have and what I can never be. Because you can do anything, and I could only ever do what other people wanted. That's not true. You can... I don't know what I want to say here, actually. So I'm going to say that's not true. You can break free of that. I know you can. Don't you think I've told myself that? Don't you think I've tried over and over again to be my own person? He shook his head, clenching my jacket tightly for a long moment before finally letting go. I don't blame you for anything, Valkii. I blame myself for trying to escape through you, through my love for you. To escape this constant feeling of jealousy and loneliness and sadness because I could never be the one thing I wanted to be. Meaningful. A gentle draft slipped past us, softly brushing through Heath's hair. In the following silence, I heard sirens echoing from somewhere far, far away. The world's so ugly and cold, and no matter how much you try to shut it out, that ugliness always gets inside you. And when it does, you can either make it into something beautiful and strong, or you let it eat away at you until you're nothing but an empty shell. I don't know what to say. Like, he always seems to be like, oh, but don't you think I've done this? But you can always change yourself. You can remake yourself. You're right, you can. He didn't sound happy or even hopeful, but his eyes were filled with a willful, powerful determination I'd never seen before. Somehow that look seemed to suit him better than all of his dreamy smiles. I always believed... Oh, I didn't know a cat was in my room, okay. I always believed that Hollywood was the beginning and the end, a place I could never leave. But now I realize what I am. I don't think I belong here after all. So I'm leaving. I'm coming with you, Heath. I don't belong here either. No, you do. You replied to me firmly, but I could see a bitter pain flashing through his eyes. You were made to be here. So please, please don't. With a deep, determined sigh that seemed to run through his whole body, Heath finally smiled. I'm so sorry if I ever hurt you, Valkii. I always thought the only one who'd ever get hurt was me. Maybe we'll meet again outside of Hollywood and I can make things up to you somehow. In a different time and place when we're ready to face each other and ourselves. Good night, Valkii. He dropped his cigarette, letting it fall to the ground, along with his lighter and the half-full carton he pulled from his pocket. But Heath... Then, turning his back to me, Heath began to walk towards a dark stairway in the distance. His stride was calm and unhurried, but purposeful. Okay, I'm gonna try to stop him. Before I knew it, I'd broken into a sprint, racing after Heath's departing figure. But just as I drew close to him, a sharp pain suddenly cut through my chest. I fell to the ground on my hands and knees, blood splattering beneath me. Did he shoot me? He'd pulled out a gun, and the bullet hit just below my heart. The pain grew sharper as the bullet pushed its way out of me, clattering to the ground. It was far from enough to kill me, but it hurt more than anything I'd ever felt before. By the time I recovered from the moment of shock and managed to lift my head up, Heath was gone. Wow, he fucking shot me. Welcome back to Channel 5. Tonight we've got an investigative series of reports on the current political... The newscaster's voice echoed in the silence of my hotel room. I was curled up on my bed, drifting in thought as I watched the faces of politicians and celebrities flash across the screen. After I returned to the hotel last night, Charisse told me there'd been another attack, this time a full-scale raid by the Mavar. As a result, she planned to officially attack their base tomorrow, and I'd been confined to the hotel no doubt for Charisse's peace of mind as much as my own safety. There was nothing to do but wait, and somehow I couldn't find the strength to even move from my bed. Let me have a look at my stats. Ooh, I'm not really friendly with a Golgotha for some reason, but the Mavar, I'm friends with the Mavar. Let's take a break and look at a fascinating little submission from one of our viewers. It's a really incredible video. I've never seen anything like it before, even in Hollywood. My attention flicked back to the TV, where the newscaster's excited face beamed at me happily. The next moment, a grainy, unsteady video popped up. It looked like it had been filmed from a high-rise window, zooming onto the adjacent building's rooftop. Dramatically dubbed The Angel of Fire by Hollywood's gossip circulations, the video, which was filmed right at sunrise, shows a human figure consumed by radiant flames. After the blaze, police found a pile of ashes that seemingly belonged to a wooden effigy of some kind. Current speculation suggests the scene is part of a fantastic publicity stunt for the upcoming drama, Solve et blah blah blah. The film's producers have denied all affiliation with the video, but right now it seems to be the most plausible explanation for this amazing spectacle. Well, wherever our angel is now, I'm sure they're happily smiling down on Hollywood. The newscaster's cheerful laugh rang out from the speakers. This city is always full of surprises, don't you think? Alright, and now for tonight's other news. What? Oops. Oh, I forgot I need to press enter. It's not letting me skip like I did before. Okay, now it is. I don't get it. So he... The Heath? That was Heath? I prefer this one over that one. Like he said that we'd meet again. I swear there's just so many like doorbell ringings today. Well, what does that even mean? Let's have a look. I don't know. Hogwarts. Why is at Hogwarts? There's a maxim or motto of alchemy which means dissolve or coagulate. It means that something must be broken down before it can be built up. One interpretation of this saying is to dissolve the body and build up the spirit. But he's dead. You can't come back from being ashes, so there's nothing to build up after you break down. I mean, I knew kind of pretty much going into this that there wasn't gonna be like happy endings. So I was kind of hoping for like something, but I feel like Heath is the most broken out of all of them for some reason, and of course he just so happens to be my favorite. I honestly don't really care for the other two, they're not really my type. And we never got to find out who the person who turned us is, or the person who threw things, like all those souls or whatever. Let me have a look. I got the man who fell to earth. Okay, so I'm gonna go look at them now. These I don't know. I don't know, I don't get it. Maybe there's some discussions going on that'll help me. I don't know. So people... Oh, wait. People are saying he faked his suicide and left to live his unlife away from LA. And someone's like, the humans found out straight away, doubt it. Wait, the humans found out straight away, doubt it. The difference between wood and a corpse is pretty big. He 50 cented me too. The fuck? I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's... Okay, so some more clarification. Is the burning figure on the television Heath, burning alive because of the sun rising in the morning? I'm pretty sure Heath couldn't handle it and pulled a Godric rather than letting someone else end it for him. He couldn't stay in Hollywood with his treachery revealed, and he couldn't bring himself to leave. But when I tried to stop him from going, he shot me, so my sympathy for him is about at an end. I did appreciate his ending for showing what was really going on with him and Andre. He faked his death, and that's where the wood-like ash comes in. To throw Charisse and Andre off, he finally developer comment book, and the comment about Heath's special ending says there's no explicit mention of his death whatsoever, and the TV announcer even notes that the police found what seems to be ashes of a wooden effigy. The only thing that suggests Heath might have committed suicide is the juxtaposition with his last words, but those words seemed hopeful, so why would he kill himself? Okay, so maybe it's not a totally hopeless ending. I just kind of wish there was like an after bit where they like show them meeting up or something afterwards, where he's finally able to be himself away from Hollywood. Because I don't really... Okay, I like dark things, but when it's just dark, and that's like not... I don't think that's good. Oh, just look at him. Just look at him. I don't know. So I don't think that's... I don't know. I don't think that's good, but if there's like a little glimmer of hope in the darkness, I think that makes all the difference, because that tiny light in the darkness seems so much brighter because of the darkness. So I feel like... I don't know. I feel like people underestimated Heath. And I do believe that maybe he did fake his death to get away. And that I guess I'm gonna say that I believe that after all the war shit calmed down, whatever happened happened. It didn't really matter who I was gonna go with there. It only mattered that I was an Ascari. That I went out of Hollywood. I left Hollywood behind as well, and I went with him. He, like, I should be pissed he shot me, but also he knew what he wanted, and in a way, if I went with him, he was just gonna keep using me as a crutch. So I get it. Like, damn. I don't just look at him. Hey, where's the rest of this CG? There's more of this CG. Like, let me see more of it. I really like this one as well. There's more of that CG as well. I don't know why it won't show more of it. Because this one, it shows more. That's weird. Yeah, I believe that it was just, like, fake. To me, it doesn't even really, like, look like him either. Anyway. I'm not gonna do the other stuff. So yeah, that was Red Embrace Hollywood, way more of a depressing read than I thought, but it was very engaging. I didn't think it would be that depressing, but it definitely was. So this is making me rethink playing their latest kinetic visual novel. I don't know if I'll actually play it. I probably won't, actually. I don't really need more depressing stuff, but that was really good. I did enjoy it a lot. It's definitely an interesting take on vampires. Like, vampires usually have a certain way they're killed. And it seems like these people can just die from a lot of things. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not gonna forget Heath for like a really long time. I need to get all of his CGs and like save them before I uninstall this. But yeah. Red Embrace Hollywood, if you're interested in Marcus or Randall, go ahead. I'll go through it yourself even. Like, there are enough choices there that probably don't super matter in the grand scheme of things, but still you make your character you know, as much as you can when you're also trying to like play a part, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you want to feel like me, go ahead. Apparently I read that all of the NSFW scenes are depressing in some way, so yay. Oh god. I mean, the fact that it makes you this depressed it says something. And I feel like the music was pretty good as well. Let's see if I can find this one. Yeah, I knew it was starless because I always feel like I don't know if it's just because I always saw Heath, but I always feel like Heath this music accompanied Heath. I don't even hear that. No, this was definitely. I do like this one. All the videos linked belong to their respective owners. Is this gonna open up? Yeah, it's gonna open up. Story of a Nobody, Heath. Okay. This is just a playlist. I'm not gonna show it, but this is just a playlist. Oh god, the cats are fighting. There's a lot of Marilyn Manson, which is not good. Pulp, David Bowie, Radiohead. Okay, well. Gonna exit out of this now. God. I'm just depressed. I'm just sad. That, like, I mean, I guess his special end is the best one. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about this now. I need to stop talking about it. Alright, I will see you in whatever I play next. Bye.